Like a great man once said, either you crank that soldier boy or it cranks you. And ladies and gentlemen, consider us cranked. Remember when Mark Zuckerberg first announced the metaverse and it was supposed to be this big project, $1.2 billion project? We all got our hopes up thinking that we were going to have VR meetings, VR chat, VR mowing our lawns, VR minting the blockchain. Now look at it. All it is an unfinished video game with 30 active users. They wrapped us up in the world's biggest cigar and smoked us all. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet recently came out, and they're fun games. They are a breath of fresh air, a step in the right direction for the franchise in terms of formula, and I enjoyed them. They added in a whole lot of new trainer wet dreams, and I recognize that. What I also recognize is a game that is operating well above its means, forcing fans to defend an otherwise great game. 3 games, 2 studios, 1 year's worth of time, and some say that was too quick of a turnaround for a game like this. What I hope is that we aren't witnessing the last-ditch efforts of a dying franchise dying right in front of our faces. And what I don't understand is why people think making excuses for an unfinished game is gonna give them what they need and what they deserve in a game anyways, being functional on launch week. A video I never thought I had to make about a franchise that is near and dear to many of us, and I've had to defend them time and time again, from gamers accusing them of repeating the same formula, animal rights activists saying that this game will corrupt young children into becoming young dog fighters, and middle school bullies that used to patronizingly ask me, isn't Pokemon a game for babies? This is The Bread Show, and you're watching one of Nintendo's falling angels. Please like and subscribe to help the channel out a little bit, and let's get straight to it. First, let's get some things straight. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet are actually a fun pair of games, unique to the series. Something the gaming community has been begging Pokefans to beg for. The style of game isn't what got my nips in a twist at all. I've been a Pokemon trainer since my own introduction into the world storyline in 2002, and I still remember my first game like it was yesterday, playing Pokemon Stadium on my dad's old N64. I used to have a 3-man team of Charizard, Butterfree, and Pikachu until I found out what a Ghastly was and swapped out Butterfree for Ghastly. Pokemon Stadium was proof that Pokemon could put together a 3-dimensional game. When I finally got my hands on a Game Boy Advance, the only thing I played was classics like Pokemon Emerald. When my family got a community laptop we all used, I probably downloaded the umpteenth virus on it to play the original Pokemon Red online for free. I woke up every Saturday morning to watch Ash lose to everyone who had any significance in the Pokemon universe, with a clearly underleveled, not evolved Pikachu as his perpetual starter. I collected the cards to a kind of complicated card game until I ran out of birthday Target gift cards. Pokemon has been my biological makeup for a while now. Classic games in the series like Fire Red, Heart Gold were amazing because of how well they were put together. You could play them anywhere and in any circumstance, and they were still an all-encompassing example of what Pokemon was. Collecting, battling, competitive. Come on, this is Pokemon here. But then Pokemon knew they had to expand, and expand they did. In 2014, Game Freak came out with Generation 6 Venture into the Unknown, the 3rd dimension. For the first time, your character could move into 8 different directions, apart from the normal 4. And every Pokemon got a slick 3D model. And get this, a Mega Evolution. But they wanted more. But what next? Well, in 2019, they found their next adventure. Main consoles, ditching the handheld scene. Kind of, because, it's a Switch. You switch them between handheld and console. But you get it. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. People took notice to the Ocarina of Time trees, NPCs suddenly bursting out of thin air, but what really left a sour taste in trainer souls was the deceit that they had been subjected to in waiting. Working on new animations, they told us. There will be less Pokemon, they told us. Ass backwards lies, they told us. Okay, now quickly skipping over the effortless slap in the face that was Brilliant Diamond, and there we were. Legends Arceus. The avatar that brought balance back to the Force. The reset we all needed. Open world with an overworld battling system. There were actually new animations this time, actually had new concepts that forced new and old trainers to learn the game of Pokemon over again. I remember finding out the Heavy Ball wasn't for heavy Pokemon, it was literally a heavier Pokeball. That was the type of stuff that really made me intrigued with the game. For the first time, we can complete the Pokédex without outside help. For all of us no friend having ass lowlives, it was the GOAT of all Pokemon games. Everything was fine, but then Nintendo wanted to 619 the whole industry. Nintendo wanted to end all debates and definitively place Pokemon back into the legendary Big Three. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. The first day Starter Evolutions came out, and that's about it. We were forced to wait an albeit pretty short amount of time. It's like we were just fish in a pond, hooked on a line of hopeful expectations, only for them to pull us out, slap all fire at our ass, and toss us back in the water before pissing on all of us. Oh, okay, maybe not that far, but nonetheless, the game practically didn't work on launch week. It's fine to enjoy the game. I did too, but a studio like Game Freak releasing a game like this, for it to have as many glitches, it hurts. The technical difficulties, the co-op bugs, they GTA remaked us. I played those remakes and laughed at the sheer ridiculousness of them. I returned Cyberpunk after they cyberpunked us all. Falling through the world, turbo speed, trainer transmutations. The glitches were not at the forefront as much as they were in Cyberpunk and GTA, but they're still there. And one thing we've seen through this pandemic is that you can come out with an awesome game, but if it's littered with glitches, that's what people are going to see and call attention to. An enjoyable game that took effort and innovation to make, stuck behind a wall of something that's unfortunately stereotyping a whole franchise. Contrary to popular belief, innovation is and was always introduced to the Pokemon franchise along the way, but it was done in a way that was well thought out and brought tiny new spices of life into trainers' poffins. This game seemed like it just tried too hard, like it just did too much. There was a whole 10-month difference between the release of the last game. We got 3 games in the span of 13 months. I really hope that there are new players that enjoy the franchise as much as I did as a kid, and I also really hope that Game Freak gets back into the business of pulling out polished, finished products, just like the ones they built their names on. Look, the games are still fun. I recognize that. I know that. I just want to see Pokemon respected again, getting the love the series needs, even if that means going back to 2D. And as a dedicated fan of the franchise, I really don't see how making excuses for a simply unfinished game is going to get the fans a product they deserve. But all we can do is hope for the franchise to get back to form. And also hoping for some quick updates to make this experience playable for everyone. This is The Bread Show, and you made it through the end of the video. Thank you, and please leave a like and subscribe to really help the channel out. Also, comment your thoughts on a game like this, performing like this. I really want to know. Sorry if it seems like I'm too critical of this franchise, but I've given a lot of time and money and effort into this thing. I mean, I like this. I'm not one of the OGs, Gen 1ers, 1996ers, but that's only because I wasn't alive in 1996. But best believe, when I got my hands on those games, I played them, and I played them through. I played them out. I still play them to this day. Don't tell Nintendo that. Yeah, I really enjoy the game. The game is fun otherwise, but I don't know. I just want to see Pokemon back to what it was. Not even back to what it was. Just reaching new heights. We've seen the Zelda Ocarina. No, we've seen Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Even Mario's gotten some pretty nice titles. Luigi's Mansion was a good game. Why can't Pokemon just be that level of at least put togetherness? But oh well, no use whining about it now. Peace out.